Good evening, SRA Nation. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. I was hemorrhaging frames, but we are back in stride for Division Three's take on Season 3, Round 5 at the beach, Laguna Seca. I am joined today by Andrew Anderson and his feline friend. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Hey, good evening. Happy to be here.
We are in store for an epic affair for yesterday's race at Division 1. Plenty of off tracks, plenty of awesome overtakes, and the corkscrew claimed many a driver. I'm looking forward to seeing just how much impact today's group of drivers can make on the circuit. All right, so let's take a look at said circuit, Laguna Seca. Andrew, can you give us a brief little history lesson on the beloved track here?
Absolutely. Here, the leaves are not brown, the sky is not gray. I've been for a walk. Fellow race cars in Monterey. Glad to be here. I've been in California dreaming about this track all week. So let's talk about our sandbox here tonight. We're hanging off the end of Fort Ord in on the Monterey Peninsula. And it's 11 turns, and only 3 of them have names to them. So it sounds like it's really simple, but it's not. The Andretti hairpin, not that big a deal. It's a double apex, and our drivers are pretty easily able to get through it. But it's turn 3. That's the one that's going to get us a lot of action tonight because it's a little bit more than a 90-degree turn, and it develops a lot of oversteer trying to get out of that turn. Turn 4, there's going to be a lot of runoff there. That was hard. That turn's really hard to get right every time. Turn 6, toward the back end of the track, it's a big sausage curve there to keep everybody in the playground. But there's going to be a lot of runoff. There's going to be a lot of sausage curve hits. There's going to be a lot of cars kind of defenestrated right off of out of that turn corner. Turn 8. 8A, and 9. That's the corkscrew, the famous corkscrew that gives this track all the history and all the flavor. It's a 109-foot drop. Good luck. We're going to see a lot of action there, but that's what makes this place so fun. The rainy curve after that at turn 10 and 11, pretty straightforward. That's a bit of a breath of fresh air for everybody until you get back on the front stretch and start it all over again. So it's going to be a lot of fun, Douglas.
I think the reason why most of the corners on this track don't have names is because someone who's driving this track, as soon as they hit a sausage curb on the inside apex, they die. So no one actually has the chance to name it before they get consumed.
Yeah, you ever get that far? It's like whoever settled in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's just kind of where the wagon wheel broke. You didn't go any further than that.
Yeah, trust me, they didn't decide to live there. I promise you that.
Yep, that was the end of the road for them.
That's too funny. We're looking at, while we go ahead and pull up our drivers here, we are on track now.
And I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty on see if you've got driver standings pulled up. I don't see them in front of me.
I'm not pulling up any driver standings. We don't have any graphics this week because our lead graphics designer, and excuse the lightning and thunder, it is Florida in summer. That's going to be the occasion here. Hopefully I don't get struck by lightning. But then you could say that the broadcast was electric. But
Nice.
Yeah, basically what we're looking at here is we're getting right into the thick of the first batch of drivers qualifying. And Andrew, if you wouldn't mind clicking escape on your end and then going to drive, that way we get rid of all the extra menu stuff on your screen.
Oh, sorry about that.
Now, all gravy, baby. But let's acclimate our audience with... Oh, I see LFA Jeffries. I already know who that is. The guy who likes to flame me in chat constantly, Michael Jeffries. Glad to have you on the stream. First time chat from viewer, acclimating himself to Twitch just for Andrew Anderson's content, I believe. And Durbin here, always a trusty favorite.
Sweet.
Yeah, Durbin actually getting ready to go qualify here in the next couple minutes, so we'll see how that goes. But speaking of the different batches of drivers, right now we're taking a look at Mr. Clensaris and his McLaren as he makes his way around our beloved Laguna Seca. But you're going to see on the left side of the screen on the scoreboard, we have different number plates with different color designations. The gray boxes are for the silver split of our Division 3, and then the white or silver boxes are the gold split for Division 3. And the red boxes are for people that are new to Division 3. This is their first race and as a part of the division. So welcome to SRA. There are 5 new people, which is pretty exciting. We're growing every day. But the split for qualifying is 15 minutes apiece. And you're going to find that that just gives us a little bit extra room on track so our drivers can feel like they have enough space to really spread their wings and take off on a nice flyer. And as we say, a lot of drivers are wrapping up their final chances at getting a lap in because that 15-minute threshold is quickly approaching. And you're going to find that a lot of our goal drivers, which you see in the picture-in-picture now, are going to be starting to queue up in the pit lane so that they can exit. Something to mention is you're going to find Andrew's going to cover it in the picture-in-picture here. The drivers have to take someone almost did it. You have to take the pit exit correctly, otherwise you're slapped with a big penalty. So there is this little awkward, narrow road here, and if you cut across the track before this apex, that is a big, hefty no-no. So that being said, let's go ahead and show some drivers that are out on track. We have Hill in his banana yellow Audi. That is a bright livery. And he's electing to park it on the beach. He's just going to have a beach day.
He brought the umbrella. He brought the towel. He's got the wife and kids. Getting their feet in the sea foamy water there. Yeah, he went ahead and went back to the pits.
Not a bad situation.
So these guys that are on track now for the next 14 minutes, sir, they're the guys looking to compete for the top few spots. And what you can't see up for the viewers here is the track state to begin the session wasn't very rubbered in. If you're familiar with how tracks get grippy, the more people drive on them. So these guys that took up the first 15, 20 slots, 19 slots here, they drove on a track that didn't have a lot of grip to it. And every time these guys go around now, the track's getting better and better. In the Division 1 race last night, this is about the time that it started getting good. So you're going to start seeing these guys are a little faster to begin with, and you're also going to see that the speed start creeping up and start getting faster and faster.
The audience can take a peek at the top right little widget. You're going to see that it's sunshine with a little bit of clouds, and then the track, like Andrew was mentioning, is set to fast. What you're going to find is at some point it's going to swap over to optimum, and that's when the driver's going to find that extra bit of pace. It's just something an ACC spreads that little magic dust over the track, and magically the grips just escalates that much further. And in the chat, I'm seeing Mr. Latufo, first time chat from viewer. Welcome to Twitch. We're growing the audience. We love to see that. And Roger's here. My mom interrupted me halfway through my best quality. You hate to see it. I'm assuming that's Jacob Rogers, but that's too funny. Yeah, I mean, sitting in P18 at the moment, that's okay, buddy. At the end of the day, you're in the thick of the grid here, and you're going to find yourself fighting really early, which would be exciting. But yeah, let's take a peek at our current leaderboard right now while the second batch is kind of getting their outlabs situated. We're currently looking at Whitting Jr. in his Ghost Rider BMW. Let's take a peek at someone else, give someone else some extra love here. I was going to go over to Sky. As he pulls over, he didn't want the love. He wasn't feeling it. He wasn't feeling it. Oh, get out of the way of that Nissan coming in.
Incoming!
Exactly right. Another driver that's quite fast is Pav here. But yeah, Andrew, let's take a peek at who currently holds the lap time leaderboard, and that is Austin Sawyer in P1 at the moment with a stout, a 124.2.
One of our picks to click tonight is going to be Austin Sawyer. He's our winner from last week. Pav was, I think he finished on the podium as well. He's going to be fast in an Aston Martin with that BOP adjustment that the racing body gave Aston Martin last week. They're going to be good at this track. We talked about it in the broadcast last week that these tracks that don't have a really slow hairpin were already pretty good for Aston Martin. And the Andretti hairpin, it's tight, but you really don't slow down there. So these Aston Martins with the twin turbo V8, they really don't rev down so much, so the turbocharger doesn't get completely cut off from its go-go juice, and they're going to be fast. These Aston Martins, we said it last week, we said it again. They got the good drivers, they got the bougie paint jobs, and now they got a low rev BOP. They got twin turbochargers. Aston Martins are our guys this week.
That, and they have the sweatiest drivers, I promise you. They're always grinding on in the practice session.
Well, I guess we've got about 10 minutes left here. As our faster group here is laying down really their banker laps and getting started. And we talked a little bit about Laguna Seca in the pre-race and what makes the track so cool. But while we got a few moments here, so why is Laguna Seca such a popular destination, and why did the SRO make Laguna Seca its first American track that they had a endurance race located? And I think it's all about Can-Am racing, is what everything goes back to. This track was opened in 1957, but Can-Am had its first iteration. Its big heyday was between 1966 and 1974. This track was a mainstay throughout that entire first big iteration of the series, and everybody who was anybody raced in Can-Am, and it had all the great cars were in Can-Am. You had the Porsche, you had that big 917-30, that big turbocharger on it. You couldn't turn left or right, but it was like a drag racing car with all that horsepower. We had the McLarens, the M1As, M1Bs. You had all those different Lola T70s, whether it was a Spider, whether it had a big honking Ford in the front and the back of it. All the great cars were here. They're practically unrestricted. So the greatest racing in the world outside of Formula One was at Can-Am in America. And every former Formula One driver was in it, and it was the most glorious racing in all of North America. And since Laguna Seca was there, where legends race, the racetracks become legendary. And that's why this track was so important. And in 1988, they created this whole infield area and then created that Andretti hairpin. That turn actually connected straight from turn 1 to turn 5 for 30 years. So in 1988, they did all these upgrades, and they introduced the infield section. They updated the pits. They updated all the facilities, all the grandstands, because they were trying to get Formula One to come here, and they really had a half commitment that Formula One was going to come here. But the Laguna Seca is on the Monterey Peninsula. If you're familiar with California geography, it's 2 hours south of San Francisco. It's 5 hours north of Los Angeles. And the organizers for Formula One, the FIA, decided that there wasn't a metropolis there like F1 likes to go to, on the Monterey Peninsula. They just didn't think it was interesting enough and wouldn't be the Monaco or of America. So instead, they sent the race to a street course in Phoenix. Now, I'm a big fan of Arizona. They don't have a racetrack like this, and that track and that race went off about like you'd expect. Didn't last long, and F1 was not long out of America entirely until recently. So big mistakes there. So that really explains what got us to where we're at with the track layout as it is, why the track is so wonderful. And, I got all the love in the world for Arizona, but, it does make me a little nauseous. But, at least it's a dry heath. So let's go look at some drivers on track.
That's what 108 degrees does to a person. You start to hallucinate. But no amount of hallucination will make Arizona's Phoenix street track better than Laguna Seca. I can promise you that.
Absolutely. So there we go. So now we got 6 minutes left, and now we're at the business end of qualifying. These guys got their banker laps down. They know they've got the worst case scenario in hand here, and the cream has risen to the top. Sawyer and its Pav battling from last week, and here we are again. What do you have, Douglas?
What I have is some people in the chat that are already loving your commitment to the historical elements. So kudos to that. It's too funny. We have some predictions in the chat that we have. Dan Meyer has got this. We have some threats against drivers like Jacob Rogers taking a vendetta against Jacob Wolfman. You love to see it. And speaking of Jacob Wolfman, he's a driver on the BBC Bentley Boys Club clan. And his teammate, Gavin Thomas, is out because he had an appendix surgery. So we wish him a speedy recovery as he watches this back and roots on for his beloved teammate. We love the commitment here. He'll be back in no time, ready to hit the tarmac once more. And specifically, we have people making, what is that? The meatloaf. Michael Jeffrey is hot in the chat. And McGinnis is in the chat. You should be racing, buddy. I guess you're sitting in the paddock just waiting for all the times to get fit in. Newest member of the Sim Racing Alliance. Nice.
I guess he's avoided Martin Brundle doing the grid walk here, and he's hiding under an umbrella, so, telling everybody he's concentrating. You can't do interviews now. I'm concentrating. I never buy that from the Formula One guys. They say they can't talk to Martin Brundle or can't talk to anybody because they're concentrating. It's like, if you don't have this by now, you got bigger problems.
I couldn't agree more. They're not as talented as us, is basically what it boils down to.
Or they care more than we do, one or the other. But Toddy is slotted himself very nicely into the second row here.
So speaking of the rows here, we have Austin Sawyer has still managed to keep pole with a 124.2 45, and then OMG it's Pav with a 124.275. So only 300 separate the boys up top. And Sawyer is actually on a lap right now, making a slight improvement. So he might be even further instigating the equation here. Roddy Toddy in P3, GTG in P4, Whitting Jr. P5, Flo P6, Clenzaris P7. And I mean, basically the top 10's not really moving. The deltas are kind of hovering around, basically not. So yeah, I think this is going to be what we're seeing here, unless someone can really scrape out a really banger of a lap. Yeah. But Austin was bragging. The track is still technically fast, but he was bragging that he beat my qualifying time of a 122 something or other in the practice server.
He was fast in the practice server. I saw it go down. So he's got the speed. Pav's got the speed. Gutierrez not here tonight. He was our runner-up last week. That's a shame. I would have liked to see those three go at each other again.
I think that way, so we're going to have some really close racing here. Many side-by-sides through the corkscrew. I can't wait. We're seeing some love for Rudder, number 922, in the chat. He's currently sitting in P19. He's a former iRacer and now has only about 20 hours in ACC. Let's see how he can muster a race here. There's a lot of technicalities and intricacies that ACC kind of tosses at you. And if you're not acclimated, they can rear its ugly head. But glad to see Ciziano in the chat. Welcome to SRA. Glad to have you.
Welcome to the light side of the force.
Unless you're getting overtaken by me, and then it becomes the dark side pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
Roddy Toddy is managing to improve his time behind his teammate, giving him a little bit of a tow. Maybe there's some strategy here.
He's got the right-hand drive rolling. He's got his teammate. He and his teammate both, Roddy Toddy and Flo, they're hooked up and they're on flyers. Do they have enough? Toddy's got a chance to I'm looking at this right. He can move up.
It's looking like he's going to steal P2.
He didn't.
He didn't have enough. He's only 200th.
Come on, son. Foot through the firewall.
Push.
Yeah, he's on the wrong side of the car. He's driving out of the passenger seat.
Yeah, but it's working because he was 3/10 up. But as soon as I say that, he drops 3/10. So that being said, though, the Bentley boys of the Apex Hunters, Roddy, Toddy, and Flo, sitting at P3 and P4. That is a huge points haul if they can equate that to the finish line.
That moves them up. Durbin Legacy 7/10 up. Come on, son. 7/10 up moves Durbin Legacy up toward the front. Come on.
Ciziano is Vicini from D1. Nice.
Legacy, right. He's 4th place. He's got 11 seconds to go. This is his last lap. This is your last shot, boys. Toddy up 2 clicks. Sawyer up 4 clicks. Okay, this is your last bullet in the gun. It's like Barney Fife pulling the bullet out of your front pocket. You put it in the chamber. Don't shoot yourself in the foot, guys. Toddy, I got to get a camera on this guy, and you got it on. Toddy to the lead.
Toddy takes pole, but Austin is not going to go down quietly as he crosses the line here with 4/10 of improvement. He says, "That was cute. Watch this."
Hold my adult beverage.
Yeah, he's going to go park it next to him, too, to really rub it in. That's just disrespectful. That's bad manners.
Pardon me. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
We have Guinness Mom 3 in the chat. Go McGinnis. McGinnis is hanging out the back of the grid at the moment, but you know what that means? That just means that he has got a lot of overtaking to do. Let's feature his car on the grid here. In the new livery he's sporting too, which is pretty neat. And another name I'm seeing here is Josh Butler. Yes, him in the NSX. I don't think he qualified at all, but I'm glad to see him. That's pretty awesome.
So JB Rusik in 14th, unleashing the Farfigdugan from that Porsche. It rolled right off the assembly line in the little town of Puppenfarten, Germany.
I've never heard of that town. Is it nice?
My kid goes to Puppenfarten every night after dinner.
That's good to know.
So here we go. We got a little time here. All these guys all go and they go to their setup screen. We've all been here. And you click your race setup that has the race fuel in it. Then you get back in the car and you think, did I get the right setup in there? And you go back in and look at it again. Say, okay, I'm good. And you go back and you're sitting there and you're waiting. You take a drink of your Austrian energy beverage. We can't use their name because they don't advertise here. And then you think, did I really get the right one in there? What if I got the wrong setup in there? So you go back like 6 times before you get it right. And if anybody does what I do, because you're always terrified, you're gonna pull out and realize you got 11 liters of gas in the tank. So I got a pit now.
Or you could pull a Tyler and just have your wheel disconnect and not be able to upshift on the outlap.
Absolutely. So we have less than a minute to go. Austin Sawyer on the SRA Pole Award that is again sponsored by absolutely nobody. Got to get on that. We got to have a poll. We got to have a poll sponsor.
Well, last week you mentioned, Andrew, we were giving away the Nicholas Latifi hat, but this week, in even more prize possession, we have the piece of debris that was stuck in Max Verstappen's floor. We have it here.
Absolutely. So the 9th caller to the booth tonight, just dial 1-800-FLOOR-SCORE, and we will be happy to pass along this piece of racing memorabilia. It's just 9th caller to the booth here.
I'd say it's priceless.
Get that in your hands.
Yeah, I'd say it's priceless, but technically, carbon fiber does have a price per square foot. I imagine so.
Well, I think lumber's more expensive than carbon fiber these days.
You're not wrong. Oh, so two things, Andrew. One, go ahead and click drive a second time now that we're back in the
you're
drive.
right.
And then
You
I'm
are
also
right.
getting a request from Vicini. He wants details on that cute cat, please, while we're doing the out lap.
That is my good friend Otis. We've got Otis and we have his brother Oliver. So we got the two cats. So that is Otis. Actually, Otis is the guy in the background. That's me in the foreground. I'm the cat. And I am his human pet.
They like to think that they're the owners, don't they?
Yeah. It's his house. I just pay the mortgage.
It's one giant litter box, and you just kind of live there in conjunction with it. You're his roommate.
Absolutely.
The chat wants Otis. This is just devolving too quickly for my taste.
Well, here we go. Like we always say, this is when everybody's hands get a little sweaty and everybody starts looking around at all the guys that are behind them and think, has this guy ever started behind me? Wait, he started behind me at like Zolder 3 seasons ago and he hit me. And this is when you just want to put out a message to everybody that says, okay, everybody stay in line. And nobody stays in line. Everybody just seems to have a desire to be 3 and 4 wide. And I will guarantee you, we hit the Andretti hairpin, we're going to see 4 wide the apex of that corner. And everybody's going to wonder where the road went.
I can promise you this. They're going to go double wide through the corkscrew, and it's going to get real tight real quick.
Oh, yeah. Just in case, right here where we're passing now with Pav. We've missed it. I missed it. Bad cameraman. There's actually a lot of orange paint on a tree right there. That's actually your reference point. If you're driving, next time you drive on this track, there's actually a big reference point they put out for all the drivers. You gotta look at that tree, and that'll point you to where you need to be when you're coming down the corkscrew.
That's news to me.
So here we go. We're doubled up. The field is in control of Austin Sawyer. They're coming through the final corner. They're bunched up like a bunch of green bananas. And here we go. They've turned through turn 11. They're bunching up. We're looking for a green flag. Noah's Ark. We look good. Austin's already cutting off. He's already cutting off the outside. We got a green flag. Buckle up, Buttercup. We're going racing. The Hotel California, they're all yours. The field is yours, Douglas.
We're approaching turn 1 here. We're going to see some people go 2 wide. Everyone making it through clean so far. Austin gets away, maintains the lead. The field trickles in. The inside line is a strong line through the first turn, and you're going to find that a lot of people are swapping positions, jockeying there. The field looks clean, no yellow flags thus far, which is great to see. No bites from the sausage curbs early on. Back up to the front. Everyone kind of filing in.
That is a beautiful start. The only trouble, Austin Sawyer, drive-through penalty. I think he jumped the start.
I didn't even notice that. That is a critical mistake for a driver who has had a very seamless, what could have been a start-finish victory.
He could have led wire to wire, but he's faster than about all. He's the fastest guy in the field, and noticeably faster than most. So can he come from the back? Oh, let's check that out. We've got one off in the sand.
Roddy Toddy takes it, and then Pav may be able to make the pass. Now Roddy Toddy has to make sure that he's not holding up his teammate Flo. As Austin Sawyer elects to take his drive-through right off the get-go. That's the smart way to go. Your tires are not up to temp. That's going to be the best opportune time to do that. A car...
Butler's around, but he's not hurt. He's just got to get it straightened out.
I also saw car 200 had a moment at the beginning. That's Gujar back here. I saw him have a moment. Keep an eye on Butler to see what happens up there.
There he is. He's going. Hey, for a first lap, for 35 cars, stand up and take a bow, everybody. You did great. And while we're just getting cranked up here, we haven't stopped to say thanks for all the drivers for showing up tonight, getting prepped, and they're going to put on a show. So thanks for providing a fabulous evening for us to all watch tonight. A couple of cars off in the midfield.
The battle up front is heating up as Durbin, currently in P4, is looking down, breathing down the back of Flo here. And Flo just needs to do a good job of protecting himself and his teammate Roddy in P2. As Quinceras has a moment, we need to check this out.
I've got it on the PNP. He is he got flipped around at the corkscrew. He's not the first or last to do that tonight.
Oh, yikes.
So
yeah, the McLaren just bottoms out in that bit of tarmac there, and it's just really going to haunt you.
Sarver had a moment as well.
I saw that on the
Quinceras is... Quinceras has got it pointed in the right direction. That splitter may not be pointed in the same direction it was to begin with, but he's got it squared away. We've got everybody driving.
Some accordion action going in here. Oh, as you see, Kyle Martin gets punted. He immediately gets out of the way, but that's going to definitely cost him quite a bit of time. That's unfortunate. Back further up the grid, we have GTG testing Durbin in front.
Zach Sky has got it parked. That's right what we talked about there. Turn 3, it's a lot of oversteer right there, and it just draws you straight to the right side of the track. And that's right where Sky landed. He's got it going. So still, 35 cars. Everybody's moving along. But they're really spread out. We have guys as far back as 45 seconds off the lead. So we've got guys that are a half a lap down. But they're all moving.
Not too shabby. Pav is currently in P1 and being chased by Toddy. What do you have, Andrew?
I've got cars off to the left, got cars off to the right at turn 6. Got pits, heads are falling off, but everybody recovered. It's no big damage. So everybody's still having fun. Everybody's still pointed and driving.
As I see, Lorenzo has a yellow flag moment too. We're going to have our hands full tonight, my friend.
Oh, we need like 8 P&P guys here.
Help! You're not kidding. We're drowning in the effort here.
Mayday, mayday. We got guys off here.
Hill off now, too. I'm going to leave Toddy, keep chasing Pav, but we're going to go back to the middle here. We have
I've got
collection
I've got
of
Hill.
cars.
He's got it. Hill is it's tough when you're in the sand. I've got the P&P on Hill, and he's just gonna have to wait for the A train to come pick him up.
No kidding.
There you go. Now you got room.
Yeah, unfortunately that puts him at the back of the grid, but I'm on board with Shepard. He's chasing down Philho, and both of which are new drivers to the league. And look how close he is there. And he's being chased by Chunk, only a few tenths behind. So in between this is quite the battle.
I got the P&P on our leaders here, and we've got the view that Pav has back to Toddy, and that Bentley is getting bigger than it normally is.
Chunk goes down the inside.
Right behind him.
Sorry to interrupt, but Chunk goes on the inside, and Shepard has to go off and avoiding him. Nice move by Chunk.
Pav's got a rear view mirror absolutely full of Bentley. But they sorted themselves out. I think they're all settling in. You know, after running the race last night, we realized once you just get settled, don't worry about passing anybody, just settle and just start marking off laps. You got a battle over there on your side.
Yeah, right now we have Menzies and then Shackleford attacking. Battle of the bright colored cars here. In front is Kyle Martin recovering from his spin earlier. Still managing to hold on to P19 despite, which is great for him. But this is definitely the area of the most contention here. But I'm going to check out the front 3. They're all within a second of one another. We have the 2 Bentleys and OMG, it's Pav in P1 trying to build his gap, but he can't. Typically, Pav's able to take off, but the Bentleys are looking really strong right now.
Blow just took over the fastest lap of the race at a 1:24.5.
Only a few tenths off the best pole time, if I remember correctly, and qualifying.
They're moving. They are moving, by the way.
The track is at optimum, so they're feeling ripe, but the cars are full of fuel, if that's the strategy that they're on. So you'd be surprised to see good lap times like this, but they're pushing.
They're feeling racy over here.
No kidding.
I'm very interested in what's happening here at the front with the two Bentleys. They're just very patiently. They're just patiently waiting here behind the Aston Martin. You get a better camera angle on that, so you can just watch these guys. You're on them as well.
Yeah, while you cover those guys, I'll go back to Durbin attacking DTG, and we have Boisenalt right behind him for another 3-car tussle here.
I'm just going to let the camera flow here.
Pun intended.
Aha! I think they're just kind of lurking around back there. I think they're just marking time, and they're kind of, we said last week, we got guys that are kind of lurking around like Peter Lorre in Casablanca, just kind of contemplating a crime, just waiting for a chance to spring what they know.
No kidding.
I think they got the pace.
While these guys are battling, I have to go to this side-by-side action here. There's a gaggle of cars all within a half a second of each other. They're dancing between positions. Clenceris getting overtaken by Patch and Ruda falling a couple positions. This is a hot battle. But we have another yellow flag, car number 200. They're stuck in the corkscrew. Hopefully they're off to the side. Oh my goodness.
I'm looking him up here.
That's Gurjar and P33.
Durbin Legacy losing places. There's just too much action here. Gurjar is moving again. I think he might have gotten tangled up in 559.
Oh my goodness. Lucas just goes for the absolute send of the century and tags 2 drivers at the same time. Politely lets them go, but that's going to be a damage to his pride without certainty.
We got too much action to watch.
You're not kidding. Who else do you have off? Is that Jacob Rogers by the livery?
Sure do. Jacob Rogers off in the stand, very professionally waiting to have a good rejoin. Hey, for guys watching here, it's okay, especially in a place as crazy as this. You got another off there. It's okay to be off. The only bad thing is to have a bad rejoin. Everybody understands the off.
You know what I'm finding here is the common theme, Andrew, is that I'm selecting drivers that are close battling, and then I see immediate offs. Following around here is very tough, and if you have even the slightest bit of a line differentiating between your typical line, you could hit a sausage curb and game over.
Yeah, Butler's done just that there at turn 6. He has hit the sausage curb. In Norwegian, sausage curb is farts dumper. So we could say that Butler hit a farts dumper.
It's true. I don't know, man. I don't know if I was prepared for that culture lesson today.
Well, actually, it's farts dumper means speed bump. And these sausage curbs are kind of speed bumps. So technically, Butler just hit a farts dumper. You got action. Yeah. You got action.
No, you're fine. Philho was pushing. He had to take an evasive line because Lorenzo was checking up, and then Shackelford hit the curb and went around, and they all had to take evasive maneuvers. All kept it clean, but speaking of evasive maneuvers, Chunk up ahead, yellow flagged. He's coming up. Oh, you see him in the back there. He is off track, and he's licking his wounds after what looks like a collision with the wall.
He's got some front end damage there.
Yikes.
He has scuffed it.
That's a big oof. I need an F in the chat for Chunk. The Aston Martin team there is between him and Austin Sawyer. But speaking of Sawyer, he's in P16 after his drive-through already.
He's not done yet. He's 42 seconds off the leader. He's not done with this thing.
I
think that.
What's the over/under on him coming back and taking the win?
I don't have him for the win, but I have him for 6th or 7th.
Okay.
Chunk went ahead and Chunk has moved to the pits here. I think he's going to need a little bondo for that one.
Jacob Wolfman says, no point in finishing the race. I'll just make it a drop race. Oh, that's sad. The Bentley Boys Club not having a good day. Speaking of someone not having a good day, I see Butler around in the picture-in-picture again. It's not looking like the Honda's too planted here, unfortunately for him.
Yeah. It's not an easy car to drive.
We had 3 Hondas in the top 3, in the top 4 in the Division 1 race, but again, those guys spend countless hours driving setups and practice. It's tough. And I know Butler is a fan of driving all sorts of cars, so not as necessarily affiliated with the Honda brand. But that being said, looking like a tough performance for him again. But speaking of tough performances, we have, again, Toddy and Flo going at it. At what point do you say, all right, we're teammates, you need to let me by?
I think we'd have Bonotto to get in here and tell Leclerc and Sainz, who's these swap places here. It looks like Flo may be a little faster, and they need to decide. They've now dropped 6 seconds flat to Pav. They need to decide who's going to lead that charge, or else they're going to end up just keep losing pace to Pav. But I know a little bit about Pav's strategy here. I'm not going to tell his secrets here, but they need to close that gap. I know what he's doing. He's got about 15 minutes before. Well, he's got about more like 20 minutes. I know what he's going to do. He's got about 20 minutes before he pulls his move, and they're going to need to close that gap. They already have. Toddy's now he's picked up a second, so he's only 5 seconds back. But those guys have got work to do, and they got to sort out that battle.
While you were talking, I caught a Austin Sawyer. Oh my goodness, as he just takes a dive bomb through the corkscrew. Did he survive? He did not.
Yep.
I was going to say highlight him and say he got an awesome pass done on Farrell, but just takes a complete detour. Keeps it out of the wall, but oh man, that's a very tough place to be.
He just got his reservation for the Hotel California. You can check out, but you can never leave. Having
a spin like that, he only lost 2 positions. That is a very lucky scenario. As Durbin's falling immensely, I see some gravel. Let's take a look at him. I'm taking 30 seconds back. Durbin, show me the way. Oh, flirts with the sand and just has himself a spinneroo. That sucks. As a dangerous rejoin comes and collects another driver. Oh boy. And that's what we preach in the driver's briefing. If you're just wait till there's no traffic, otherwise you might cause yourself more harm than good.
Yeah, there's turn 3 again. It looks easy. Turn 3 is it doesn't garner any attention until you're sitting around backwards. And you think, what happened there? And the next time you come around, you're staring at the back end of your car.
Speaking of back ends, Patch had a moment in the corkscrew also, losing him a few. Clenceris and Ruta also in the corkscrew. We're seeing everybody consumed by this part of the track. Yeah, they both just a little follow me. Follow the leader through the corkscrew in an ugly line, but they both managed to survive.
Remember the girl in the Lamborghini a couple of seasons ago in the Trofeo Challenge that missed the corkscrew entirely with her? She had a throttle lockup, and she went right into that tire barrier and flipped it over. It was scary stuff.
Yikes!
They almost did it, but I'm showing picture just exactly what Pav's looking out his back window, which is a whole lot of nothing. He's got 7 seconds on the field, and he's cruising. And if he's cruising now, it's gonna be a lot more cruising after the pit stops.
You're not kidding. Jeffrey's saying we need a corkscrew cam. I couldn't agree more. Next week, Jeffries, you're going to hop in the booth and you're just going to plant your camera, and no, this is not the Doug cam, on a part of the track that we expect to have a lot of action. That's what we're doing. And if you want to contribute with some vocal stuff, I'm all about it. But speaking of some vocal stuff, I'm sure the Bentleys of Toddy and Flo are saying, get the hell out of my way, back markers. I need to get towards Pop.
Here we go. Yeah, now they're getting held up by some lap traffic, and that doesn't help at all. They're now 8 seconds back. They're bleeding time, and now they got the Banana Republic ahead of them, and now they're trying to weave around.
They need to be respectful at the same time, though, because that's what happens. That's what happens. Toddy puts his nose in, and that nose of the Bentley is very large indeed. But GTG able to really press the subject here. But yeah, blue flag problems troubling the top three here.
Little argy-bargy with the back markers, and everybody knows that argy-bargy is a French word for you gotta be kidding me.
The landscaping getting in the way of the corkscrew is my personal favorite. But yeah, Flo able to make it through. Not all the way. We still have some back marker traffic, but yeah, GTG keeping him honest. Toddy's able to recover a little bit. He's only 4 seconds back, but now he's under duress from Boisenalt.
So
but
there's our race as we start getting ready for pit stops here. We have a pit stop. Well, we have a pit window from 35 down to 25 minutes left in the race. So we got 6 minutes to go. Now let's shape up the exciting part of the program here. So Pav's now stretched out 13 seconds on the field. He's gone. Wait, Pav had it off. Pav went off in turn 3, right when we said that there's gonna be a lot of guys running off to the left. He did exactly that. He went right off to the left because everybody does it, and he dropped 3 seconds. Not enough to hurt him. He's still got room. But I think what we got here is Flo, Jobry, and Toddy now, and now you got Boissonneau, and you got Whitting, that are all looking for second through 5th or 6th. That's where the fun's going to happen. And I think that's all about when they pit and how long it takes them to pit.
We saw a pink McLaren, that's Menzies, parked on the apex of the corkscrew, and you can see on the field there, he's just hanging out, letting the whole grid pass him by, unfortunately, which puts him in plumb last. You hate to see it. The McLaren is an absolute tool around this track. It's super hard to utilize.
Hey, but I'll tell you, like I say, there's nothing wrong with going around in the corkscrew. Haven't we all done it? But we gotta give a lot of appreciation to Menzies for not having a bad rejoin. We all take our medicine sometimes, and he's done it. He's done a great job with it. So that's I like better racecraft than fast drivers. So I'll take that all day long.
Butler able to climb his way back up the field here, recovering from some early incidents, back up to P23. I'm giving a 30-second review of what looked like an overtake. Let's see what he's able to muster here. As we watch the onboard for Butler, Daniel Gutierrez in the chat for the first time, saying he's in San Antonio for work, but rooting for his teammate Jacob Rogers while drinking his 5th beer. Why stop at 5?
Nobody likes a quitter.
Exactly right.
Thanks for joining us, Daniel. Wish you was here racing with us. I got the Sawyer cam going. And so he's going around some lap cars already, and he's got Ramon Lorenzo 2 seconds ahead. He's got a clear. There we go. He's got a clear Ferrari. So we had him pegged for 6th or so. He's coming.
That's what you said. That's what you said. Shackelford has an off in P23, falls down to P24. On board right now with Mike Michelli. He is being chased by Phil Ho in P21. These guys have been keeping it tight for quite some time now.
I'll tell you what's concerning me about Austin Sawyer here. is that he's now after he had his off at the corkscrew, he was 58 seconds behind Pav. He's now up to a minute 12 seconds low behind. So he's only about 13 seconds away from being lapped. So his big problem is a lot of cars in front of him. He's not in clean air. So he's got Lorenzo right in front of him.
While you're talking about that, Phil Ho is able to get past Michelli, which is awesome. And then further ahead, we have Kyle Martin putting the pressure on Mr. Farrell here in the Audi in front. The patented Andrew, push, Kyle, push!
Yeah. You got room to make. You got a long way to go in a short time to get there.
Oh! Hold it together. Hold it together.
Brakes were nicely held.
Kyle with a little bit of a boop. Maybe he waits up for the driver. I'm not sure. It looks like he's driving off into the sunset, but we'll let the stewards deal with that one on a separate occasion. Another battle that's been going on for quite some time here is Channing chasing down Whitting Jr. Whitting Jr. looking over the back at this. And Michael Jeffries, is that the push you were talking about? Not exactly. Not exactly.
Meanwhile, Douglas is in his third hour of labor.
Yeah, push! Oh, man. Tre Ragazzi adds Laguna Seca to the French GP as our boycott track seat. Yeah, not good moments. Instructions unclear. I think they were plenty clear. They were just, you're just misinterpreting it. That's all. Flo has managed to, what happened to Flo? Wasn't he ahead of everybody? What happened to him? We were too busy talking about...
we weren't watching.
Yeah, we weren't watching, but Flo's now fallen back to 5th. The BMW of Boisenau has taken P4 and is pressuring Flo's teammate Toddy in P3. So Toddy recovers after his moment earlier. GTG is the winner of all this. He's 7-8 seconds up the road from this group here because these guys keep having their own little moments. And then Pav is 13 seconds ahead of GTG.
Let's see if he can put a dent in Pav's time here. I don't think he's going to. Pit window is open now. Let's see. I've got my Texas Instruments BA35. I've got an IBM B2000 in front of me. I've got an Abacus. I've got all the tools we need to calculate. There's an off back there at turn 6.
Yeah, that was Boisenau. He was getting pressured by Flo, and he just choked under it. And Flo gets by.
Defenestrated himself right out the window.
Yeah, no, Boisenau has to be careful because now he's in the midst of 2 back markers again, and we've seen some crazy things happen with that on track so far. Someone who we haven't been talking about much is Rusik in P10 and AO keep applying the pressure behind in P11. You can't see anything in this camera view. What was I thinking? Just further proof of why the Nissan has absolutely terrible driving habits, because there's no visibility. But as we see Aoki taking the electing to take the pit, you can see quite a few drivers is electing to take an early pit stop, probably licking some previous wounds of the track, getting those repaired.
So both Bentley boys chose to pit early. I like this because they got themselves in the middle of traffic. It didn't do them any good to stay out. So they're going to see if they can do the undercut here and see if they can get in, get out, and get in some free space. And Toddy comes in too hot and gets a stop and go 30.
Well, that will end their little battle right then and there. That's a huge penalty, and that's going to release Flo for the 3rd time this race.
Yes, it will.
Unfortunate,
So
but I'm on board
So
with Pav. He's already completed his pit stop, and he is now in 6th place. He's looking very comfortable, and the most of his competition is legions behind him.
And he's already putting pressure on Roderick's there in the 133. He's kind of got to clear him. He's under a lot of pressure here. I want to see what happens after that pit stop. I wanted to watch his pit stop, and I missed it. I want to see how long he stayed stationary, because I think he is one of the guys that chooses unusual pit strategy, and it darn near worked. You can say it did work last week. He finished right behind the leader.
I can tell you, he stopped for 39 seconds in the pit. Other drivers are hovering around 50, 40, 34. It's looking like, he definitely did his patented fueling and tire scenario like he was talking about last week.
There you go. Yep, that's what he's done. So what he's done is he's taken tires. So the reason he got out so far ahead is he wasn't loaded down with fuel like everybody else was. That's how he built up the lead. But then he took a longer pit.
What are we looking at here? As he threads the needle. That was awesome. And Kyle Martin behind it looks like threads the same needle. As Butler goes off.
Yeah, so what he's done is he took a longer pit stop, but he's got the freshest tires in the field. Boyce Salt, speeding the pits. Got a speeding ticket.
And that was another podium contender. Just claimed by the penalties. The stewards are harsh today. And I may be mistaken.
Like
Pav had a 39 seconds in the pit, and I wasn't thinking that's technically how much total time there were in the pits.
So he didn't take tires, and he didn't take fuel. So he had a very conventional strategy then, didn't he?
It says time stop 10 seconds. So I imagine that is probably just fuel, if I had to guess. Not tires, just fuel. So he probably took half and then left.
Yep. So, but he's in fine shape. He's already back to second.
You know what I'm seeing here, just by looking at the data, is that Division 3 drivers could take easily 5-10 positions a race just by getting their pit stops cleaned up a little bit. Time stopped for a lot of these guys 30, 40, 50 seconds. If you got that cleaned up, you could skip a lot of people on track.
Because according to the rules from SRA here, that you only need 1 liter of fuel. So if you fill up and you only take the 1 liter, that's actually 3.2 seconds that you're stationary. So if you hit that mark just right, you can actually raise. By the time you raise the car up, you can drop it and be off and running with only 3.2 stationary.
You're not kidding. The closest battle on track right now is a newcomer, Rutkowski, and he's chasing Sarver in front. He's being in P9 right now. It's a great first outing for SRA, especially in the McLaren around here. That is a stellar performance. As I see Aoki with a yellow marker here, having a little bit of an off. But while these two are battling, I'm going to go ahead and take a peek at the best positive. And, well, I'm going to wait until the pit window's over, because right now some people are a little bit biased because they elected to skip the pit lane early, so they're gaining some early positions. But we'll go back from that.
So we've got roughly 4 minutes left before that pit window closes, but the only driver that up front, he's pitted as well. So all our leaders have pitted. Only Butler and Shackelford have pits remaining, and they're in the pits. So everyone has gotten their pit stops cleared up. So we've got a straight fight for the end. And up front, it's not a lot of fight. So let's talk about second, guys. As Pav has cleared the pit stop with 33.5 seconds on the field.
I wanted to see if Rusik was going to be aggressive out of the pit lane, and just as Roderick was able to leave, just missed out on the opportunity to to snatch the position out from under him. And you're looking at a car that's backwards. What's going on there?
I think that looks like. Let me get the camera angle. That looks like. Oh, that's actually at the end of the rainy curve there. That right-hander at turn 10. And just that was a bit of a miss there on that one.
That was a really cool pirouette, though.
Well, if you're gonna do it in style. If you're gonna get on TV,
points.
Don't do it little.
I don't know if it's the beer talking Daniel Gutierrez, but saying the D3 broadcast is the best, I'm flattered. I'm sure Andrew's feeling pretty hype about that too.
Woohoo!
Exactly right. The vibes.
I just yanked my tube top off.
Yeah, you could. Luckily, we're not running webcams this week. Otherwise, you'd be blind.
Twirling my tube top over my head.
You were wearing one to begin with?
Well, that's all I was wearing.
GTG pushing against Durbin pretty aggressively here. Let's see. Durbin has the inside for turn 1. GTG elects to pinch a little bit early, but has to tuck back in. Looking for the switchback. Not available. Durbin holds him off. Really great racing from these guys. Super close. Shows the inside. Durbin gets scared a little bit. Goes a little wide. And because of that, gets a better, a worse run than GTG, who's able to capitalize on the position up the hill. Nice racing from these two.
No, we're watching this one. Our Ghost Riders have slipped into 3rd and 4th. Very cleanly, very stealthily. They have very quietly worked themselves into a very nice race. The teammates are lined up line astern, as Hindi John might say. And they got the sail in the wind here, and they don't have any problem behind them. So, nice points haul if they just hold it together here. Ron Flo is well ahead for the silver medal here, and Pav is he's got a Sunday drive. He's driving Miss Daisy out there.
We have seen him make a couple mistakes though, so it's not all buttoned up for him. He still needs to really focus. And I can tell you from experience yesterday, around the 15-minute left mark, my brain was fried. After white knuckling the steering wheel the whole time, avoiding those sausage curbs, my brain was fried.
Yeah, I felt the same last night, but I think Pav's got his Morgan Freeman hat on, and I think he's driving Miss Daisy the rest of the way here.
Well, unfortunately for us, because of the pit window, it has jockeyed a lot of people around to not really warranting too many on-track battles. As Boysenall has a moment, yellow flag off track. Needs to get back on, but spins a second time.
That BMW has you know, if you felt the grill of that car was big before.
The kidneys have turned to livers. That's how large the organs are up front now.
Yes, they have. Ah, my liver. Says Beavis and Butthead.
Right now, Toddy putting on some immense pressure from Legacy. TP for my bunghole. That's a show that needs some more appreciation. First time chat from Gino, Winning Junior P3 on the controller master. Are you kidding me? Winning Junior is on controller?
No. Where's my Microsoft Sidewinder at?
We need to have some more affiliate links. The SRA salespeople really need to get to work so that he can buy himself a cheap wheel. What I can tell you though, yeah, no joke, Gino. Well, let me tell you, it is Amazon Prime Day. You can get a Logitech G29 for like $160. Buy it today. Buy it today. Super good deal. We've tried. I'm telling you, Amazon Prime today, Prime Day.
The controller has failed him.
He's off.
X, Y, RB, LB.
Left trigger, right trigger.
Right.
Vicini reacting. Oh, the horror! As we see some crazy side-by-side action in the corkscrew. These guys are giving it their all in the midsection of this race here.
Oh,
Toddy
the
giving the beans.
The humanity of it all.
Toddy able to get past the back marker there of what looks like Jacob Rogers. And he's, again, chasing GTG. But he goes deep.
There's turkeys falling out of the helicopter.
My boy let me down. Gino, my guy, it's okay. He's still in P4. He hasn't lost much, but what I can promise you is that Aoki right behind him wants to capitalize. And as we say that, he's going to get a run up the hill. This is a sketchy moment to go side by side.
Godzilla is lurking, guys. Don't take your eyes off of this one. Godzilla is on the prowl.
Is that the normal Godzilla or the Mecha Godzilla? Oh no!
Oh, I'm just the normal one. I'm not the bougie Godzilla.
Oh, get off the apex! Get off the apex! Get off the apex! Get out of there! Oh!
Tokyo has eaten Godzilla.
Aoki gave me a little heart palpitation. I thought he was about to get impregnated on the corkscrew down turn there. My goodness.
You did that to him. You mentioned him.
I did.
And your commentator cursed him. You did it. You owe him an apology.
I blame Gino. He was talking about overtakes. I went to the next one, and after his boy let him down, and then Aoki let me down. You know.
Well, here we are, 21 minutes to go, and look who's in 5th place. And actually, only 10 seconds out of 4th. Sawyer, as fast as anybody right now, and on a roll. He's queer, and he's got queer sailing. Nobody in front of him.
And despite all this pace, he still doesn't have the fastest lap. The fastest lap still belongs to Pav with a 124 flat. But he's only 3/10 off. Yeah. And that being said, he's pushing.
Oh, he's got his foot through the firewall.
Well, now that we've been able to have the grid kind of sort itself out a little bit, as we see Aoki and Rutkowski battling, I'm going to keep that on board there. Man, they're tight.
This picture-in-picture gig's not easy.
This whole gig is not easy. People take it for granted. Let me tell you, it's a thankless job. As we have people in the chat literally thanking us and telling us good credit. Typical.
So you want to be a sportscaster? Gee. Look at that gaggle. No, RG Bargy. RG Bargy, a French word for get off me.
So right now, your big movers. Well, let's go over big losers first, which is always sad. As Aoki almost plows the car ahead, but able to keep it out of the back. Very nice. Those GTR brakes were begging for mercy. So big losers right now, Clint Zaris down 17 positions. They patented you hate to see it. And we started this race with quite a few more people than just 29 that are supported right now. So we've had quite a few people DNF, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
So down 17, Clint Zaris. Down 11, boys and all. He's in the pits at the moment. Yep. Oh, as Aoki gets a run. More RG Bargy. Oh, he backs out. He goes for the inside line on the parts of the track that you just can't do it. And now he's under duress from Rusik behind.
Everybody knows that RG Bargy is a French word for watch out for Godzilla.
Are there multiple interpretations for this that I'm unaware of?
It depends on what part of France you're from.
You're not wrong. So boys and all down 13 positions, and he's going to keep losing more because he's in the pits. Down 12 positions. Toddy in P14.
And hanging on.
Yeah, big moment for him, unfortunately. But Pav, yellow flag. Pav, yellow flag. What happened here, buddy? Let's take a gander. He's encroaching. Yeah, he's encroaching the The corkscrew. What happens? Oh, big slide.
Oh, he did what we've all done. And that lead has
Just
been
yeets
sliced
it
in half.
just slams it in reverse.
Yeet, yeet, skirt, yeet.
Luckily for him, he had such a big lead that now it's only a mere 17 seconds. Heaven forbid. I think he'll manage.
Yeah, he's got him covered.
Back to the battle.
But
Rusik, my boy Rusik, my teammate for driver swap, hunting down Aoki.
You know what Pav's thinking now, though? I can't do that again.
Oh, yeah. And then plus now, as a driver, your confidence is shaken each time you go through there. As you see another BMW consumed by the corkscrew.
He's just thinking, whatever you do, don't do that again.
I don't know about you, but if I make a mistake like that, I tend to lead to more mistakes because I'm overthinking each turn at that point.
Yeah, he's got traffic now leading into the corkscrew here. Hopefully that back marker gives him room he has, and that's a lot tighter right there. That's how you do it.
No doubt. So let me finish this. Legacy and Toddy have a moment. Okay, let's check on our boys here. Corkscrew. It's like we've been saying it all day. They go through. The boys are playing nice. Where does it all go wrong? Final corner braking zone. This is it. Gotta be. Yep, a little bit of bump. And then, yikes. Durbin just kisses the wall. That front splitter is crying. But what's nice is that Toddy waited for him. What a gentleman. So Toddy down 11 positions. Durbin down 8 positions. But our big winners, Aoki up 15 positions. Newcomer, Rutkowski, up 12 positions. Miller up 8 positions. Michelli up 14 positions. Josh, but oh no, Toddy and Durbin have another moment. Oh my goodness, we need to see this from a different angle.
I think they may have a conversation when this is over with.
Yeah, I think that they're gonna have some words.
Somebody could end up on double secret probation when this is over with.
I don't want to see it like that, but at the same time.
He hit the farts dumper. That got him.
It looked like Durbin was trying to come over to the fast part of the racing line, but there was a car there. But now Durbin is, I don't even. What's going on in the mind of Durbin? I think he's broken. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're going to go to somewhere else.
Right.
We had another moment for McGinnis. We won't. Oh, yeah. McGinnis has a moment, gets up the inside of somebody else, and then gets punted. D3 is devolving very quickly. Very quickly.
If the viewers have made it this far, we pray to God they made it this far. We told you it was going to be the party house. And if you watch Naked and Afraid instead of this, then the entertainment police is going to show up at your house and drag you away. Because you messed up if you didn't watch this.
You're not wrong. Durbin in the chat, ugh, I quit. I think we got that memo. I think we got the memo, my friend. Sorry for your moments there. Better luck next
Durbin,
week.
We love you. Never change. Whatever you do, don't change.
Amen. There is a reason why his name is Durbin Legacy, and it's because he's forming a legacy every time he gets on track.
Durbin legend. And, this race has been a lot of fun. Pav's settled things out, but he's not gaining anything on Ron Flo. But he's got it well at hand as long as he doesn't, yeet himself at the corkscrew. Everybody's pretty well sorted out. Ruskowski is still chasing down Aoki.
That's because as we got on board with them just now, Aoki got past him, so they're trading positions back and forth, giving each other an honest battle. Aoki up 16 positions now with that pass. Josh Butler up 17 positions. He had a really rough start to the race, and he is just putting, like you said, his foot through the firewall and just crashing through the field, which is awesome.
Hey, Hard Charger of the Race Award. Also sponsored by nobody. We got to get a sponsor from that. Well done, Butler. Get him, babe. That's why you never quit racing. He's gained half a field. He was at 35th. He's at 18th. He clobbered half the field by not quitting. So he's not done.
He's still pushing.
Get him.
Speaking of pushing, Rutzkowski is making a move on Aoki again. He looks like he had a decent run, but he had to back out. And JB Rusik looking to take a peek at the equation too. He says, y'all keep battling. I like this.
He's in the catbird seat there. He could end up with a couple extra points if those guys get racy, and he's gonna slide right through the carnage if they don't behave.
Another off though. It looks like the corkscrew. No, that's a different part of the track entirely. That's sector 3, and we have what looks like several yellow flags. Oh goodness, where is that? I think they've all cleaned it up now, but I have genuinely no idea what happened. Yeah, Shepard having an off here.
Yep.
That consumed up here. I'm just trying to get my bearings straight here. Shackle forward, chasing, driver in front here. Let's hang on board.
Austin Sawyer has caught quitting.
No, he hasn't. Oh my goodness.
He stared him down.
We said the over-under on him catching up to the leaders again. He's got 11 minutes and 22 seconds to make up. So, well, no, a lot more than that. I take that back. But
he'll never see the podium. But fourth place does not hurt him much in the points, and that's a heck of a haul after staring down the whole shotgun in the field after the first lap. So good job. Really never stop racing. See, guys? But we're taking a look here on the PNP, just what Whitting's got his mirror full of. I think he's going to get a V8 right up his tailpipe if he doesn't keep driving. So keep on it, young man.
I love to see other first-time people in the chat. We have C. Jack. Man, I was wanting to be out there. There's always next week. Make sure you get registered and all that good stuff, and we'll make sure that you're out on track having a good time. Ideally not having a existential crisis as you crash your McLaren into the wall like Durbin. We definitely want to avoid those circumstances. But another first timer is Whelp Cakes. Hey yo, welcome to SRA.
Welcome to the party, pal. Says Bruce Willis.
Exactly. Sawyer just hunting down, and so is Rusik right behind Rutkowski here. Shackelford's still going to be hunting down Michelli in front, but that battle is kind of hovering around a second at this point. Rusik is definitely the next closest.
Oh, here's the move. It's right in the middle of a gaggle of cars. Well done.
That's never going to work.
Has moved over.
Oh, JB's peeking up the inside of Rutkowski.
Oh, I got mine and you got yours.
And we have each other.
Absolutely. Sawyer is slicing through lap traffic. He's got his eyes on Whitting.
Another first-time chat supporting Jay Shepard for SK3P.
Whoa. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, anytime you see Austin Sawyer taking an absolute tumble down the corkscrew, you can scream like that anytime you'd like.
No, Whitting just went D1 drift on down the corkscrew, held on to it, and didn't lose any time. And here comes the move. Ow! And a little argy-bargy there. But Sawyer has made the move. No harm, no foul. He's not going to see the podium. But fourth place after a drive-through on the start is a monumental performance.
Nothing short of incredible. While you were looking at that pass, JB was able to get past Rutkowski, so now he is found himself in P8, a very great position from him, and now he's able to build a gap a little bit. And now Ruskowski is under duress from GTG closing the gap. But further back, Clenzeris, looking to try and recover a portion of his race, makes the move up the inside. And Butler says, I'll follow you right through. Get out of my way.
Never stop, Butler.
So Butler able to push through, and Clenzeris lets him by as a blue flag. But that allows the car to get around him too. So Patch in the Ferrari gets ahead. And you have a whole gaggle of cars here.
It's like before the race starts, they're bunched up like a bunch of green bananas.
I'm not sure who that is behind. It's one of the Bentleys.
Yeah, I like this Monterey Peninsula area. We didn't talk about all the famous people from here. John Steinbeck's from here. Salvador Dali's from here. Jimi Hendrix is from here. Steve Jobs, Ansel Adams, Joan Baez, Jack Kerouac's from here. So, cool place to grow up.
Another person shouting out a new driver. Blix Gaming says he's going to be out for next week at D2 Gold, supporting Jay Rutzkowski. He's gotten a lot of love on the stream today. Lots of coverage. He's fighting up and down the grid, which is great to see.
Let's give him some screen time here.
He's been battling with JB quite a bit. As the main screen here is showing Shepard, who had previous love in the chat, hawking down Kyle Martin. Kyle goes a little wide, compromises his speed uphill. Shepard's going to go ahead and try and take him in the. Oh no, he wisely backs out before both go into the corkscrew.
We've got about 3 laps and change here. Let's see. Hate to say it, but Winning, we weren't looking, got back by Austin Sawyer. But
the crowd's loving the battle for P3 right now. Whitting, Junior, Sawyer, and Rodrix for P5. Rodrix has had a quiet race, just hanging out, slowly gaining time, putting himself in P5, and then Miller in P6. This is the battle of the BMWs with Sawyer in the middle.
We said Sawyer couldn't get a podium. We missed whatever happened here. But all of a sudden,
it's in the mix.
Middle of it. Yeah, they're all in the middle of it.
Oh, he's going for the move up the inside. Oh my goodness, he's getting his elbows out. That's going to piss some people off.
Whoever ends up third, we got to see this interview.
You're not kidding. Rodrix's able to sneak up. Yeah, he's able to sneak by as Whitting Jr.'s reeling from the move that Sawyer put on him. All four enter the corkscrew. All four leave the corkscrew. Now, the Aston Martin ahead, chased by all three BMWs, like an angry swarm of bees.
And they're on him like a pack of wild dogs and a three-legged cat.
Ooh, Rodrix is keeping Sawyer honest.
Nobody mess up, young men. I've had more fun than everybody else.
Can you check out Rutzkowski and GTG? They're 4/10 apart.
I'm on it.
Oh, you're on it already. Perfect. Good man. That's why we pay you the big bucks. Oh, as we have cars wide. That was wild. How did we fend through here?
Yeah, I got mine if you got yours.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
There's a lot of body damage here. I think I'm gonna go in the overnight market and get into the Bondo business. I'm gonna buy some Bondo stock tonight.
You wouldn't be in a bad position. You probably profit pretty good.
That 9th and 10th battle,
It is
That's a
spicy.
mess.
It is spicy. And there are a lot of back markers there. Look at all those cars. Those are
Oh,
not.
that's
And every time we stop talking, there's another car in the sand.
Oh, that's like doing a keg stand of wasabi. Good, nice and spicy.
Speaking of spicy, Roderick's nearly planted a fat one on Sawyer's ass. But let me tell you, he's lucky that BMW's got the best brakes in the business.
There's too much action. Well, I tell you, it all happened here at the end.
Miller and Whitting Jr. are working as a team. They're not really pushing each other too much, which is great. Holding down 5th and 6th comfortably. Roderick's kisses the sausage grid a little bit, which allows Sawyer to get away. That's the duff bit about following on this track. You can't really spot the brake markers and the inside apex if you're that close. But Roderick's is showing that he's able to really put the pace to Sawyer.
Very impressive. Sawyer's a fast driver in this series, and Roderick's has given him all he needs.
You better believe it that it looks like you're on it again. Rutskoski is putting another move on Rusik. These guys have been duking it back and forth the whole race.
I'm sorry to anybody else in the field here, but I can't take the camera off these guys for the next minute 24 seconds because something's gonna happen. Through the fart stumper.
Throughout the rest of the grid here, while we have everything kind of settling down, we are going to eclipse our final. Oh, actually, it looks like Pav is actually going to cross the line before the quadruple zeros hit. So we're going to have 2 additional laps, is what it looks like.
More fun.
So he's passing the line now. This is going to be the final lap. The final lap. There it is. So these guys that are already on this lap have to go around twice.
I don't want to go home.
Well, I'll stay up all night with you, buddy.
We never gave away the Verstappen memorabilia, but it's okay. We checked that phone number, and it goes to a Red Roof Inn in Albuquerque, so nobody's calling this booth tonight.
Why don't we have a audience member, all of our audience members, go ahead and vote for who they think the driver of the day is. We'll give that driver the piece of Verstappen debris.
That we can do.
I want to see the chat. Who's your driver of the day? Getting a lot of love for Sawyer. I am not surprised.
Absolutely.
Anyone that can go from first to last to third is pretty impressive. Yeah, Gino saying, Pav, you can't go wrong with P1. That's always a good bet.
Yeah, he's had it under control. He's kind of ruined the show for us.
Phil Ho has a moment. Oh, there's a collection of cars off on the corkscrew again. You hate to see it. Michelli attacking Shackelford on the last lap.
There it is.
There we go.
We got a winner, guys.
Pav capitalizes on another stellar performance, showing why he is a force to be reckoned with in D3. Flo rounding the final corner in a mess of cars here. My goodness. He is happy to call that a day. P2. Sawyer through the corkscrew for the last time. Roderick's keeping him honest, only a second and a half behind. But Sawyer has the vote from the community as driver of the day. Let's see how he passes here on the final lap. Rounding the final corner.
He's home free. That's a podium.
It's a great stop for him. Pav already left the server, even though the race isn't even actually done yet. He is eager to get out of here. Not sure how that goes. But yeah, now I have to add a 1 to everything. So Roderick's in P4. Quick maths.
Mhm.
Whitting Jr. in P5. Quick maths. Miller P6. GTG P. Oh my gosh! Now people are leaving left and right, so I have to keep up. But the only few people on track left are you already have Aoki going around. Is he going slow, or is that just me?
I think he's finished.
Not on my timesheet. He's not. He's out of fuel. It looks like.
He is out of fuel. Is that?
He's nursing the car home. He's in 6th gear.
He's not gonna make it.
There's no way. What is going through the mind of this driver right now? Come on. Inch ever closer.
Push? Can I say push? He may have to get out and push.
The line is right there. You can see the checkered flag waving. It's going to be tight.
Grunt, grunt. Weave yourself back and forth. Shake it, shake it.
Oh my goodness. It couldn't get any closer than this.
Get out.
Oh no.
Oh!
Oh, he had some in the tank. He teased us. He teased us. Oh, what a guy. What a guy.
Oh, that's uncool.
That's just not okay.
You can't prank you can't prank the booth.
That's too funny.
Oh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our Division 3 Season 3, Round 5 at Laguna Seca race. Great performance from our drivers. Let's see if I can manage. Yeah, Vicini, debated. You're 100% right. I was debated so hard. All right, let me see if I can find some other drivers here.
We have people to talk to. We need answers.
I couldn't agree more. All right, where are my boys at?
If you can drag a few guys in here. I see Sawyer in the chat in Race 1 chat.
Go ahead and drag them up here.
Let me hop in there and.
All you have to do is just drag them. Just drag them on up here.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Oh yeah,
that's so cool. That is so cool. Let's see here. My screen's not. How do you do that?
Good evening.
I can't figure out how to do it.
Mr. Sawyer, can we talk about how you were at the front of the grid and then you picked up a drive-through penalty?
That was some bogus.
The game never lies, let me tell you. But that being said, you put an absolute show together and came all the way up to the front. Tell us how it went for you.
Well, it started off really bad. Dude, the fights at the end were really fun. You guys watch those? We were rubbing paint.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
We didn't miss that.
We were all over it, and there were a couple times where...
Crazy Rabbits Racing? That squad had it out for me.
We watched a couple dive bombs from you, and they were clean, but they were pretty hairy.
Yeah, they were definitely hairy. So apologies for like the 3 people I dive bombed. I don't know. I try to keep it clean. But
it was fun. It was really fun watching you guys go toe-to-toe. Again, great recovery from what would otherwise be, race over for a lot of people mentally. So great job.
Right. Yeah, my teammate also took some damage and he was out, but rip. But it was fun.
Yeah,
Thanks for commenting, you guys.
Yeah, of course. We saw Chunk limping around a little bit. Hopefully he can come around next week and make something of himself.
Some points.
Exactly right. Cool, brother. Well, great job. And just to note, you were voted driver of the day, so you win a piece of debris that was lodged in Max Verstappen's F1 car.
Wait, is it Latifi's? Only if it's Latifi's. Otherwise,
do you want Latifi's hat instead? We still have that to give away.
Yeah, no, I'll take that.
Okay, Andrew, go ahead and give the man his hat.
We got a Latifi hat for you because nobody called the booth last week, so
I'll send you my PO box.
Too funny. Well, we'll make sure that there's a love letter in there for you too, buddy.
For sure, and feed pics, of course. All right, later, guys.
Yeah, forget about that. Take it easy, buddy.
Later.
I have found our race winner.
Later, bye.
Bye. Pav.
Oh yeah.
Congrats on another stellar performance. Tell us, how did it feel?
It was a good exercise of patience and throttle control. I'm not really sure what happened to the leaders in front of me at the start. That was a very quick change of pace, and then I just haven't seen anyone back.
Yeah, I think that we were watching the race start. I think that Austin was a little out of position. He was a little bit forward, and he actually had worked himself over. He was setting you up to see if he could cut off the outside. And I think he got a little too far right, and the
no.
cyber race directors didn't look too kindly at it for not being right in his line, and they flagged him immediately. And but he had a great drive. But you had him under control all day. You're the guy that had the field under control, and you had one bobble, and you're not the first or last to do that in the corkscrew, but you had it in the bag. So, yeesh.
Oh yeah, it was. When you just spend so much time kind of cruising, and then you kind of just start zoning out, admiring the scenery. It was one of those moments.
Been there, done that.
It's not easy to drive at 95% or 90%. That's when the danger stuff happens.
For sure.
We figured after you had a 34-second lead and you were down to 17 seconds after that. So we figured that what was running through your mind is, can't do that again.
Well, I actually had another oopsie somewhere in the middle. I can't quite recall. And then a pretty interesting save at a 40-minute mark. So definitely, like I said, an exercise and patience and just staying with it. Just kind of having like random thoughts in the middle of the race. You're just going on the straight. Oh, do I have enough fuel? Do I have enough this, that? Oh, there's a turn.
Well, how'd you like there was about 10 minutes to go. You came out of turn 4 with a gaggle of back markers all scattered in front of you. You threaded the needle. How was that Code Brown?
Exercise of patience, and I failed.
No, you went right through them. I mean, it was we watched it and said, "That's eye of the needle."
I made an executive decision in the moment, so it worked out, thankfully.
That's when you're glad you wore brown pants.
Yep.
Well, absolutely nice. Stellar performance again, Pav. You're stringing them together. You're looking like a real championship contender here. How are you feeling about next week?
Just you got to put some more practice. Feeling good though.
That's what we like to hear. Cool, brother. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks again for coming out.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
You got it. And we got Ron Flo in the booth with us.
Hey guys,
podium finisher.
We're feeling pretty good, but how are you feeling? More importantly,
good. First time winning podium, that's for sure. And although I play AC, not as much as ACC, but not as much as Santa Corsa. So yeah, it was fun. I had a really good race. I was surprised.
You guys were up and down, and it was you guys were a yo-yo today, and you put it all together when you had to.
Yeah, no, my goal was to qualify high because in my past races I clearly don't. So that was a goal, and that worked out really well. It's unfortunate for my teammate. He had a bit of a pit incident there. So yeah, it was good.
Were there any talks about team orders? You guys were on top of each other for a while.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel like you needed to kind of swap positions at any point? The chat on Twitch was begging for Toddy to let you by and release you because it looked like you had a little bit more pace.
It was close. He said on the next lap, if you can pass, go right ahead. So there was no, he wasn't blocking me or nothing like that. And yeah, sure enough, I went on the next lap, so it worked out well there.
Good deal.
Yeah. Toto Wolf called the booth and said, said George, let him by.
That's a sign of a good team right there, having the dynamic and the wherewithal to let people by. That's good sportsmanship right there. But another great performance from you. The Bentleys are looking strong this season. Any other final thoughts?
No, good racing. Appreciate what you guys do, and thanks for everything.
Sure thing, brother.
And shout out to the first place. Oh, it's Bob, so he did really good too. So obviously.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah, doing a great job. So.
Next week is your week, though, right?
Not on that track, no.
Why is everyone afraid of? Huh? Why? Put Pop in his place. Come on.
No, that's a tough one. I got to practice.
Amen. All right, brother.
You got all the horsepower.
Yes, you do. All right, brother. Well, have a good rest of your evening.
Thanks, you too. See ya.
Well, Douglas, I wish you'd had as much fun as I had.
No one can have as much fun as you. That's a given. But I am always destined for a close second.
Oh, I couldn't have had any more fun. Thanks for having me along for the ride. I wouldn't have traded that for anything tonight. And we've talked about it before, but we really want to talk about is mainly the audience here are people who might want to join the Sim Racing Alliance. And hopefully you saw a lot of fun tonight with the drivers. You saw a lot of clean racing, but a lot of the guys that are watching this are the guys who just drove, and we want to say thank you to those guys. You guys were well prepared. You did a great job. It was fun to watch, and we would be nowhere without the drivers. So thanks for all your efforts. You're the glue of the league. So thanks for all your effort tonight. Well done to everybody.
I echo that completely. And if you want to get involved in the league, you can visit simracingalliance.com, which will give you the different elements, whether you have the different championships to register. You can see our Discord link there also. But yeah, we have plenty of room for you, and we're rounding out the final stages of Season 3. But guess what? The Edmund team already has Season 4 and Season 5 planned out. So bet your ass there's room for you. Come on down. Love the engagement from you guys in the community, and we're looking for even more. Lots of big stuff on the horizon for SRA. So for round 5 at Laguna Seca for Division 3, Andrew and myself, Douglas, in the booth. I appreciate you guys all coming out tonight. Looking forward to round 6. Have a good night, everybody.
See you next week. And Viva la France!
Viva la France!
Oh, like Maurice Chevalier says, oh.
Parlez-vous, par la carte!